Opening the front door, I saw my mother standing there with a sad expression. It was a moving day, 6 months after rebuilding our family home. Why was my mother, who should be headed to the new house, at our doorstep? What happened, Mom? Why are you here? Well, my mother began to explain. It's something truly unforgivable. My name is Christy and I'm 28 years old. I have been married to Kevin for almost 2 years and we live together in an apartment. My family consists of my brother and older brother. My father passed away 6 years ago and my mother has been living alone in the family home since then. My brother's daughter got married to his wife Shelby 3 years ago, and they have been living happily together. That day was the anniversary of my father's death, so my husband, my brother, and his wife and I had all gathered to our family home. That was when my brother suddenly spoke up. Mom, how about living with us? My mother was taken aback by my brother's unexpected proposal. You live with me, sir, in Tokyo, don't you, Sota? Since Dad passed away, it's just you living alone in this house. Besides, the family home is getting old and worn out. Well, I suppose that's true, but... Seeing my mother's awkward reaction, I decided to ask my brother instead. Is it true, brother? Did you move in with Shelby to our current apartment because you wanted to spend your newlywed life together with just the two of you? Well, yeah. But it's been a few years since we got married, so I was thinking it might be good to rebuild our family home and live together with Mom. Rebuild our family home and live together? Yeah, this house is pretty old, and it's probably falling apart. So I think we should rebuild it and live there with Mom. I see. The idea of rebuilding our family home hadn't even occurred to me. I thought my brother was saying something completely out of left field, but he must have thought it through. I turn back to my mother and my brother speaks up again. Mom, we don't know what the future holds, and we want to properly repay the debt of gratitude we owe you who are raising us. So won't you come live with us? But my mother hesitates to make a decision. Watching our mother like that, my brother kindly reassured her. Don't worry, Mom. Shelby is also in favor of us living together. Shelby-san? Yes, so let's live together and be at ease. Is that so? If you say so, then let's do it. My sister-in-law also strongly agreed, and the cohabitation with my mother was settled. My mother would be at ease living with my brother and his wife. I was grateful to my brother for considering my mother's feelings. With my mother's assistance in rebuilding the house, the plan was set, and cohabitation with my brother and his wife was decided. That's how the plan to rebuild our family home came together. After 6 months, my brother reported that they had finished rebuilding their new house. And today is the day when my mother and my brother's family are moving into their new home. While I was preparing breakfast, my mother called me. Hi, Christy. Sorry for calling you so early in the morning. It's okay, what's up? In response to my question, my mother laughed and said, What's up? Today is a moving day. I'm so excited. I see. That's what it is. Mom, you were looking forward to this day, weren't you? Of course, I'm happy just to be able to live with my child. And now we have a new home. Can you believe how happy I am? My mother exclaimed. Oh, it's like a dream come true. And then we chatted about the trivial things for a while before she headed to the new place. As soon as I finished my breakfast, I headed out to the convenience store to buy some snacks and drinks for the move. While I was walking back home, I saw a cute puppy walking towards me. It looked lost, and I was worried that it might get hit by a car, so I decided to take it with me. A few hours later, around noon perhaps, while working from home, the intercom rang. Hello, Mom? As I opened the door, my mother was standing there, looking sad. Today is a moving day. Why is my mother here when she should already be on her way to the new place? With questions in my mind, I asked her, What's wrong, Mom? My mother remained silent and looked down. Feeling that something was wrong, I asked her more firmly, Mom, you are moving today, right? Why are you here? Well, you see, I was told to leave. What? To leave? Hasn't Tom been at work since this morning? It wasn't Tom. It was Shelby who told me to leave. My sister-in-law, who had been accepting cohabitation with a smile, telling Mom to leave? Is she joking? Wait a minute, are you kidding me? Did she say she was looking forward to us living together with Mom? I thought she was accepting me too, but as soon as we got to the new place, she said it's impossible to live together and asked me to leave. What? That's ridiculous. As I listened to the details, I realized that the situation was far worse than I had expected. When my mother handed the moving company her luggage and headed to a new home, my sister-in-law had already arrived. As soon as she saw my mother, she said, Living together is impossible. Get out. Why would you say that? My mother asked, and in response, my sister-in-law frowned and retorted, If there were older people in a new home, it would be depressing. If my husband's mother were here, we wouldn't be able to have any marital relations. They had rebuilt our parents' home on the condition that my mother would live with them, but to kick her out on the day of the move was unimaginable. My sister-in-law's words and actions made me genuinely angry. My mother was completely disheartened and slumped on the sofa, unable to bear to see her like that. I called my brother. Hello, big brother. Oh, Christy, what's up? What's up? What's up is, what the hell is wrong with your wife? My anger made my brother flustered. What's wrong all of a sudden? From my brother's reaction, it seemed clear that he hadn't heard anything from his wife. Listen to me carefully, big brother. Mom's at home right now. What, Mom? But today's a moving day. Where is she at your place, Christy? It's your wife, Shelby. What about Shelby? That's what I'm telling you. Your wife kicked Mama out. What? Are you kidding me? Christy's brother let out a heavy sigh when he finished listening to the story. Seriously? Why would Shelby do that? I'm wondering the same thing. You were looking forward to living with Mom, right? And yet this happened. Anyway, when I get back, I'll ask Shelby about it. Can you take care of Mom until then? Take care of her? Mama's going home with me. She doesn't even want to see Shelby anymore. Feeling emotional, Christy spoke in a tone that sounded like they are blaming their brother. The brother apologized. You are right, I'm sorry. The phone call with the brother ended on an awkward note. Christy briefly explained the situation to their spouse via email and planned to give more details when they got home. The following day, Christy's brother called again. Is this Christy? Yeah, what's up? Did you talk to Shelby and hear her side of the story? Immediately, Christy started questioning their brother. And what did she say? Well, according to her, Mom left on her own. That's what she's insisting on. What? Are you kidding me? You are saying Mother leaving? No, that's not what I'm saying. I don't think Mom's the type of person who would really like that. Despite feeling irritated by brother's roundabout explanation, Christy asked, So what's next? I told Shelby clearly, my mom isn't the kind of person who would lie. And then I finally told her the truth. A truth? Well, having mom around would be a hindrance. Even though we just moved into our new house, eventually we'll have kids and it will be just the two of us here. I see, as I suspected. I'm sorry, Christy, you were right. She was the one who drove Mom away. Christy felt a mix of emotions hearing her brother's fearful apology. She knew it was wrong to blame him, but she couldn't help feeling angry with nowhere to direct to it. So what are you going to do now? You are not planning to live in that house with your sister-in-law, are you? Well, that's the thing. I have a plan. A plan? And then her brother revealed a strategy that even Christy hadn't thought of. He seemed to cherish their mother more than anyone else, and the plan he came up with was beyond her imagination. If this plan worked out, not only would they get revenge on his wife, but their mother could also live happily. That's why I need a little more time. I think Shelby will contact you in a few days. I readily agreed to my brother's request. Understood. I'll let Mom know from my end. The rest is up to you, Big Bro. You leave it to me. I informed Mom and my husband about my brother's plan and began preparations. A few days later, I received a call on my phone from my sister-in-law earlier than I expected. Hello, Shelby. Sis, what's wrong? My sister-in-law sounded flustered, gasping for breath. Put Mom on the phone. Anyway, put her on the phone. That's not impossible. Mom doesn't want to talk to Shelby. Don't say that. It's not important right now. What do you mean? I asked intentionally, even though I already knew everything. I want my mother to come back and live with us. Please tell her that, she pleaded. Why did you change your mind so suddenly? It was you and Shelby who kicked her out, right? I plodded. Well, the situation has changed. We need her to come back, she replied. But why? I asked. That's not impossible to you, Christy-chan, she stammered. My sister-in-law continued to scream and refused to answer my question, so I decided to strike back. It must be tough for you. Your husband is pressuring you to get a divorce, isn't he? What? Why would you say that? She trembled. Well, we are siblings. My brother told me in advance. He's considering a divorce from Shelby and has made some conditions. I explained. What? Did Christy also conspire with Tom to trap me? Trap you? No. We just want you to reflect on what you've done, I retorted. No, I wanted to be a housewife And married Tom for that reason, she defended. Yes, my brother's plan was to prevent his wife from living a free life. She had always admired being a housewife and had said it repeatedly when they got married. Christie's brother had a high income and loved his wife, so he accepted her suggestion to become a full-time homemaker. As a result, she became a terrible wife who did nothing but preoccupy herself with being ready at home. And even her brother struggled with her half-hearted efforts at housework and cooking. Moreover, with the recent incident of kicking their mother out, her brother's anger finally exploded. As part of their effort to rebuild, he ordered his wife to work, citing the need to repay the loan. He also set a condition that they would divorce if she didn't earn money. "Why do I have to work?" his wife screamed in a shrill voice over the phone. "Please spare me. I finally became a full-time homemaker after getting married. I want to give up my current status." In response, I provocatively retorted with her emotions. Originally, it was supposed to be a discussion where our mother would assist with the funds for reconstruction. But since you kicked her out, you have no choice but to pay. "Don't be ridiculous. Why do I have to work? Anyway, bring back our mother. If she returns, everything will be sorted out," his wife said. "It's impossible. Our mother refused," I replied sternly to my sister-in-law. "It's all your fault that you drove me away, isn't it? You agreed to live together at first, but when it came to actually being with mother, your mother-in-law was in the way. Give me a break. The world doesn't revolve around you. If you don't accept Mom, then you better work hard to make sure your husband doesn't divorce you." I heard my daughter's angry voice. My mother, who was sitting next to me, took my phone away from me. "Shelby, it's me." "Oh, Mom, what are you doing? Please come back soon." "Sorry, but I'm not going back there. I won't provide any support for rebuilding either. I will never have anything to do with you again, so please never come near me again." "What, Mom?" Without listening to her son's wife's excuses, my mother hung up the phone. I feel so refreshed. It's finally over with that daughter-in-law. By driving my mother out, she finally found out about my sister-in-law's true nature. She had effectively cut her off from her life. On the other hand, my brother has been threatening divorce if she doesn't find a job by the end of this month, so it seems like his wife is in a lot of trouble. At first, she had been adamant about not working, but as soon as my brother handed her the divorce papers, she started looking for a job. Despite her considerable work experience as a professional, Shelby was having good difficulty finding a job in her desired field. "Please, Christy, can you lend me some money? If I don't get some help, I really end up getting a divorce. Please help me. If my mother-in-law comes back, everything will work out. Please." Recently, I've been receiving messages like this on my phone. Of course, I haven't replied to any of them. At this point, I have no desire to help her. In the end, my brother and wife failed to find a job. Just the other day, their divorce was finalized and she was forced out by my brother. On the other hand, my mother still lives with my husband and me, although we occasionally have arguments due to living apart until now. Still, it's a happy thing to be close to my real mother. Christy, I want to have Korean barbecue tonight. Haha, Mom, are you feeling okay? My stomach is still up for it. Kevin is coming home early today, right? Let's have a beer together. Okay, but don't overdo it. I know that. Later, my mother seems to be brighter than before, since my husband is also taking care of her. Our home is always filled with smiles. On a personal note, I'm expecting a new life to come into the world soon. I might tell my mother about it at the barbecue party tonight. She's sure to be happy about it. From now on, I want to spend happy days with my husband, mother, and our new child.